Hello and welcome. Let me set up a few things here so I can see the comments, and then we'll get started. Here so I can see the comments. All right, mute that. So I was on a chat with TR a little while ago. Figured why not continue on what we were talking about with trying to build basically a channel in YouTube that is in the gun community. Hey, you guys, welcome. If you guys want a link, tell me. I'll send you one. And it's kind of a question of a lot of people they see large channels and they think, man, I would really want to do that. And a good example is I was one day I was watching Nut and Fancy, and he's very detail oriented, has like a list of ideas of what he's going to talk about. We'll just call it, he's talking about a pistol and he goes over what he wants to talk about. And I was thinking, man, that's really cool. He has great information, great knowledge. And let's see what these guys are saying out here. We got Gunmetal. He was saying he's trying to film his first video today. Well, have fun in doing it. Enjoy doing it. That's something that we can talk about for sure. Make sure it's a channel that you want to do, that you enjoy doing, and you have some type of basic background in it. And there's nothing wrong with not being an expert, but don't sit there and tell people a bunch of information that is incorrect, because you will get eaten up. Obviously, you're giving out bad information, and this is where I think most of us go to learn something. Say there's a new firearm on the market and we want to learn about it. We'll type in the model and see what comes up on YouTube, and more than likely, there's a lot of great information on it. But the reason for the chat, right? Building a YouTube channel in the gun community. Well, first off, we got a lot of things going against us. The first being that the gun community is very small in the aspect of how large YouTube is. We're just a very tiny little sliver in the pie of YouTube watched videos compared to, puppies and all that kind of silly stuff. So it's difficult to get a view. And if you're just starting out and you have, say, 0 subscribers, you decide, okay, my channel name is going to be 6, Rick 6. And I go on my way and I do videos. The information you can have can be the best information. But until someone knows to go to your channel, all that great information is, let me shoot. I'll just throw it right here real quick and delete it. I'm going to throw it in the comment section, and then I'll get rid of it. So hurry up, click it, and be done with it. I don't want to get no trolls. Come on. My computer. All right, there we go. Let's see. There we go. All right, jump on it, Jan. Click the link, and I'm getting rid of it. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so William Stanley says YouTube will put 3 strikes on you and you're out. That has happened to a lot of channels, a lot of large channels. And the reason why, we use James Yeager as one is he has gotten a lot of subscribers because of the way he talks and his thoughts on stuff. And he has great knowledge, and he has great classes that I would love to go attend, and it'd be cool to BS with him. The link didn't work. Let me try it again. All right, there you go. It's out there again. But some of the stuff he says offends certain people. And, you're always never not going to offend somebody. But with the scale of channel that he has, it was a very large channel. He was getting a lot of views, so there was a lot of people seeing that stuff. And then in turn, you know, he was getting hit. But what I think a lot of it had to do was they basically had groups of people that would go and kind of blast a video that came out. And when you get a bunch of bad, you know, basically where people are trying to flag it and they're sending in stuff to YouTube about, oh, ban this video and that kind of stuff, you know, that hurts the channel really bad. So I think he kind of got grouped into that and was getting a little beat up by basically anti-gunners. But let's get back to, let me see if I can just type this in this way. All right, I'll just try sending you a link the other way. Get rid of this one. Move. Let's see, now I got to multitask. Let's see. Stand by while I try to get Jan in here. And let's see. All right. I'll send it to your YouTube inbox. And then we can get started here. There you go. All right. So now we're good. Now I'm going to deal with that shit no more. I just sent it. Okay. So building the channel. So basically from 0 subscribers, you know, or a very small amount of subscribers, you're not getting anybody that's viewing it. So like I said before, you could have the best information on YouTube, but the things that we don't learn till we start messing with YouTube is like tagging your videos correctly and that kind of stuff. You still having problems. Hey, Redneck Prepper. PNASCAR's William Stanley. Say hi real quick since you guys are out there. Ellie Beaver, Brever, Gunmetal, Modern Mountain Man, and the Redneck Prepper. That information isn't going to make it anywhere, and it's all about, here he is. It's about figuring out a way that people are going to search for an item. So, like, think of what you're trying to do. So, to learn about a gun X, right? What would you type in the search bar of YouTube to find gun X? So let's just say the we'll use this right here. The Staples Easy button, right? So you have the best video out on YouTube, or this is a new item that just came out, and you do an excellent video on it. But you don't tag it, you don't name it correctly, you don't do a lot of stuff, and chime in anytime. But if we don't tag it and we don't do that, the chance of somebody coming across your video is going to be very unlikely. So what would you say there, my friend?
Yeah, the titles and the tags have a lot to do with anybody finding it in a YouTube search, in a Google search. If you don't have the stuff tagged properly, it's not going to be found. Now, there was a bunch of speculation on if YouTube was going after certain videos for certain tags. But at this point, if you're a small channel, I wouldn't stress any of that. I personally hadn't been tagging a bunch of my videos because of that. I'm going to continue to tag my stuff now. Now, in the title, you want to be very descriptive, sort of to the point, and not misleading. You don't want to create clickbait with a title, but you want to be very clear on what your video is actually about. That makes a big difference. But the tags, you can do a number of different things. Unfortunately, I missed TR's chat tonight. You can do quite a number of things with the tags. One of the things that I recommend is enforcing your own brand. So one of the very first tags I put in every single one of my videos is my channel name. If somebody wants to search my channel name, it will pull up my videos.
So give us an example.
So just as an example, what ends up happening is in the suggestion on the right-hand side, if you click any one of my videos, in the suggestion on the right-hand side, you're going to see a number of my other videos. And that's simply because I've put my channel name into the tags.
Yeah. Well, and they say, I've done some research, you know, and just seeing what the big content creator people are saying. And like, say, let's go back to this. Let's kind of use this as the thing. I know it's not a gun channel thing, but it's a simple thing to make it easy. So like give me a name of a video for this. Or no, even better yet, how would you search this video? Like, say this is the first one that just came out and you heard about it.
So if I'm gonna search that, I'm gonna go Staples button or red easy button. And so you're going to want to put Staples in your tags. You're going to want to put Staples button possibly in your tags. You're going to want to put red button or easy button in your tags.
Exactly. See, and that's what I want. I wanted to hear what your thoughts are on it, because if I was to do this, and say this was my video and I was tagging it, I would put like, that's easy button, you know, the red easy Staples button. And then sometimes I'll do it in all capitals, because you got to remember, this is how people would search. So some people, they all type in just capitals. Some people type very, very, not accurately is the word, very correctly, right? And people even put it in their, how people would spell it, even though it's spelt wrong. Like an example of like chief, right? If you're trying to look for chief, you may spell the I and the E backwards on a tag, because people, you know, the words that people normally would incorrectly spell, but most people would spell it that certain incorrect way, would be a tag. And you want to try to do a lot of tags, you know, until it almost tells you, I'm lazy, so I don't do it like that. But they say to do it basically like that. So the first sentence on your description would be, you want to gather as much of what you're trying to show on that first sentence, was what they say. So like the Staples, that's easy red button, or like, you know, like try to capture all that kind of stuff that you would search for. So they use the search, they use that first sentence of your description basically, or the first couple sentences, and then they use all the tagline stuff at the bottom. You know, and you'll see people that will put like not Glock or not this or not that, because like say you search Glock, even a not Glock is better than nothing, not, you know, zero of Glock on there as an example. So there's kind of some different ways that people do it, but it's the hardest part is to get people to hit the subscribe button, right? It's like, and the kind of reason why I'm doing this video is because with YouTube changing the rules and stuff, is trying to get you guys a way that you can, you know, not lose all your stuff, your monetization, and, you know, and whether you're making pennies like me, or hopefully someday you'll get a check for $100, because that's basically how they get paid, or how you get paid is when it makes it to $100, you get a check. But it's just the fact that you're trying to build your channel and you want to give them good content. You know, like you have a thing at the end where you say, keep your mags loaded. What's the thing you say?
Keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber.
Okay, so that's like his slogan. That's kind of like where Coda Boy at the end says, you know, the whole thing. And then mine's like, is your six covered? You know, and I used to throw that in there a lot at the end as like a question, is your six covered? You know, and I always say it in the beginning. You know, we all have our own little ways of saying stuff, but the way to is to try to get people to come back for more. And that's the hard part. And then having content and having ideas, you know, and a lot of us, I think we run out and try to find some new gizmo gadget so we can do a video on it before the next guy that does a gizmo gadget. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. You know, if you think of a Glock review, you know, there's 50 gazillion Glock reviews out there, but people are gonna go to your channel because they either like the way you present certain whatever the subject matter is. Maybe they like the way they like your voice, or they like, you know, just who you are as a person, you know, and that's the reason why they're going to come back, you know, and always try to be real. Like, don't try to portray yourself as some person that you really aren't, because you're never going to be able to hide that, especially if you're, you know, you have a channel that ever makes it successful. Is like, you have to be real. You have to enjoy what you're doing. If it looks like you're having to work at it, or it doesn't seem fun to you, you know, I'm talking basically very quiet right now, not very excited. This isn't how you'd want to make a video, because you want to try to capture the people. But I'll let you talk.
Well, yeah, and keeping the pace going, keeping things excited. It's like, I don't talk a lot with my hands, but in my videos I do. It's just one of those. Yeah, I'm still being real, but I'm also putting on a little bit more of just a showman type thing. Back to the tags thing. Misspellings are actually a good thing to put into your tags. If you're putting in your tags and you accidentally misspell it, leave it. Go ahead and put that idea in the next one. But if you misspell something, leave it there, because if you did it, chances are somebody else might do it. Doing things in upper and lowercase letters. You mentioned that real briefly, Rick, and that works as well. Because some people type in all lowercase, they're just hammering the things out. Some people have their caps lock on, don't even know it. Yeah. That makes a big thing too. Repeating different words in your thing. Say I'm talking about the easy button. Well, I might go Staples, easy, button, red, and then I might combine it all together and go the red easy Staples button as one big giant long tag.
Yeah, good point. You definitely need to do that for sure.
So even though you have each individual word in there, sometimes combining your words also helps. You've got over 500 characters in it's like something like 500 characters in
it's a bunch.
Tags. And so you could put a lot in there that is just almost like a crazy, ridiculous amount, and not everybody fills it up. But a lot of the bigger channels know that you fill that section up as much as possible. So I just wanted to rebut back on those tags, because those make a big difference.
Yeah, and it's almost a work of art trying to fill in all that. Like, I have maybe a few where it told me, okay, you can't have any more. Like, it wouldn't let me hit save because I had too many. But I mean, when you're talking about, say you're talking about a pocket knife, right? A pocket knife can be lots of stuff. It can be like a work tool. It can be a prepping tool. It can be, you know, a survival thing. I mean, like, you can like make it all these different things, like survival blade, survival tool, tool knife, like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to put all that stuff down there because that's maybe what somebody is searching for. Like, think of like when you hear somebody talking about a story they saw on a video, and all you got was like, yeah, it was a bus that crashed and there was people or whatever. So like, your best bet is like the person that put that video in is to put in bus crash, maybe of whatever year it was, 2018, or like, things. You got to think of ways people would try to find that video where normally you wouldn't kind of mess with, but it's definitely going to help. Like on my utilizing words like best, top 5, like things like that, where it like kind of brings it up, meaning like this, like, oh, I want to know what the top 5 pistols are for 2017, or I want to know what the best of something is, or the greatest of something, or the, those words, those seem to help a lot. There's so much to YouTube. And I don't have it down. I'm at 2,500 and something, I think, like that.
Well, I definitely am not an authority on it. But I've been doing a lot of looking into numerous things. And just figuring and learning how the algorithms operate and how to get things going right. But you also touched on another something, Rick, is not only do you need to be having fun with it, because you're not going to get paid for quite some time. If you're doing YouTube for the money, you're in the wrong place.
Yes.
If you're doing it for your own enjoyment, or you want to get the information out there, or you want to create history for your family, whatever the case may be, doing it for the money is the wrong reason. That's like the main wrong reason why.
We talked about this in TR's chat. Yeah, you'd be better off delivering pizzas. You'd make way more money than you ever will on YouTube.
You would be better off selling vacuum cleaners door to door. You'd actually make quite a bit more money. But being real, you gotta be yourself. If you're a dull, boring, and underpresent person, it might come through on your videos. But being real is absolutely necessary, especially when you're trying to create a gun channel. Gun channels will spot that a mile and a half off, and you will never, ever get off the ground.
No, very true. All this stuff applies to any channel, really, for the most part that we've talked about. Mountain Man, he brought up a good thing about identifying a niche you enjoy helps. And a Glock review is white noise. Review the grand power and you stand out. And he kind of puts a joking mark because we have a lot of fun with the grand power. But the point of what he's saying is true. Like, if you have the ability to have that like item that not everybody has, or those are the things that are going to get searched. Maybe not as much as, say, a Glock, but like a grand power, someone that's actually looking for material. There's not going to be everybody and their mom out there making a video on something that is not as basically famous as a Glock, right? So those can almost help. But gun reviews are pretty big. I think one of the biggest things, not one of my biggest videos, but the Glock stuff is the California compliance stuff. Like, there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in California wanting to know the newest laws or the newest grip that'll make their stuff legal. Those were like where the Daily Shooter really got involved, was, and his channel really blew up. He has great content, right? But what also helps is he really kind of feeds to the Californians because he lives there. He eats and breathes and has to deal with all the laws that are in effect every day and every new one coming down the pike. And he always keeps up on the information and he delivers it in a very professional manner, and people enjoy that. So they know where to go to learn about that kind of stuff, which definitely helps out. So he has his little niche basically, and that is good gun reviews, but also kind of all the California legality stuff as well. And that really helped his channel. Like a good example is Glock. I think it's Glock Guy 226. He's a very new channel, and he's already at 7,000 subscribers. And it could be the way he presents the stuff people enjoy. You know, it could be his age, and he's capturing that age group of people. You know, he's quite younger than us, but he talks to that age group in the way that they want to receive information in. So that definitely helps. So there's lots of things when you look on your analytics, and it'll say 96% male, 4% female. It's telling you what you are sending out there. If you're trying to get more females on board, because females in firearms is kind of there's plenty of them out there, but it's, not the norm. There's a lot less percentage. Is maybe, if you're trying to work that way, maybe, have ladies on your channel.
They are the largest growing demographic in the gun community.
Yeah, they're learning. They want to protect
for somebody to just completely ignore that huge amount of demographic, if you're really just trying to grow your channel, would be asinine, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you got to enjoy it. Like, we've met great people on here. I mean, I really honestly believe that the gun community, even my newest intro video, I put meet the greatest group of gun community people or whatever I put on there. And I was basically saying everybody that I've met here is just, down to earth, wants to learn or has something to teach, or has great ideas, or just great people, great information being brought in. Not like trolls just trolling your channel, like actual good information, people commenting, liking your videos, but telling you hey, that was a great video, I learned something. Or the best video and the best comment I've ever gotten was from Oxjaw, and I did a video about taking the leap, and it's kind of in-depth deal, but basically that video inspired him to do something that he would have never done, and he actually did a video about my video saying thank you, and that was huge. If I never did another video ever again, I was able to impact somebody positively from a video, that meant a lot to me. Kind of getting goosebumps right now. The just the fact that you can possibly help somebody or whatever the case is was really cool. So I don't know, that was awesome. So
yeah, people look to YouTube for instruction on everything and anything, how to set up a recliner. People will search for videos on YouTube on how to do anything and everything. And when you actually feel like somebody comes back with something like that, it actually it shows you that you can impact people's lives with these videos, and that makes a huge difference. Makes all the difference in the world when you feel that you can actually improve or impact somebody's life. That's been one of the reasons why I started YouTube. I had a lot of people that were asking me locally about concealed carry and so forth, and I got tired of repeating myself, so I figured it'd just be easier to do things on video. And discovered and have been wrapped into this phenomenal community that we've got here on YouTube.
For sure.
So yeah, I'm on that same page where it's just there is a lot of great people out here to be able to that do this.
Yeah, and it's a good time. I mean, there's a gentleman in here called Informed State of Mind. His name is Luke, even though that's not his real name. But Luke's a great dude. I've known him for years, and he had a large channel that he decided to take down, or actually it got deleted of some sort. But he was given great knowledge. He has a background in law enforcement. He has a background in the medical services as well. Mechanic, like, does a ton of stuff, and he has a vast knowledge. But he does a lot of kind of bushcrafty stuff about the 7 peers or tiers or whatever it is, basically ways of survival in the forest and that kind of stuff. And definitely go check out his channel. He should put his other channel name in here, though. I don't know if he's building any videos lately, but great guy, and great information. So,
well, back to the building a channel on YouTube. It doesn't necessarily have to stay just on YouTube, but it can always be linked back to YouTube, which increases your channel branding here on YouTube. There's plenty of guys out there. I don't happen to be one that have like Instagram accounts and Patreon accounts and gun channels accounts. And you can, when you start spreading yourself out a little bit, it can all be fed right back here to YouTube and right back to your brand. And that increases the growth of your channel too. I definitely am not a big channel. I've been doing this less than a year. But I've met on this channel. I'm glad for every single person that subscribes to me. I don't ever expect to make any money, but that's not why I'm here. But growing your channel can be done also with other avenues, other different social media, and it can feed right back to YouTube as well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, especially if you own like a business, or like say you had a gun store, right? Your best option, I feel, would be free basically commercials of stuff. Like you utilize your Facebook and your YouTube channel to push your brand, which is your company, and it's definitely a way to do that. But at the same time, you get to do stuff you enjoy, which may be shooting or hiking or whatever the case is, and all your passions. But then you get to the video them, and you get tenfold out of it because you're already doing what you get to, what you enjoy doing. You get to learn and meet new friends and become better at whatever the topic you may be working on. So it's definitely it's awesome. I mean, I would love, after I retire from the fire service, to own like a shooting range that's attached to a gun store. Like I would have a room that's just made for videos, like YouTube section. Like the customers can't go past a certain line, and we can sit and all bullshit, and you can have customers come up and tell the reasons why they enjoy a gun or whatever the case is. But
I've got a green screen that'll work for that there, Rick.
Yeah. I have one at home. I haven't done much with it lately, but it is fun.
Now, in growing your channels, what are your thoughts on thumbnails?
They're important. They're very important.
One of the things that's happening with this new demonetization supposedly is smaller channels are going to lose the ability to input custom thumbnails. And I think they're pretty important. I always spend a little bit of time on my thumbnails. But do you think that's a draw to your channel is the thumbnails?
Yeah, they say a lot about it. And the reason why I say that is because, and lately I haven't been doing it. Usually I'll do a bunch of videos, and later on when I get bored, I'll make thumbnails for them. And if you guys, I have a great video, but I'll tell you the secrets again because I learned it from Jarhead6. So here's the information. I'll give you a link here in a sec. Luke, PicMonkey, PIC monkey.com. You go to PicMonkey.com, and you need to know two numbers. You need to know 1080 and 720. So when you go to size a thumbnail, okay, and they'll give you free editing tools and all this stuff, and you will be able to make a cool thumbnail, and then you'll be able to save it and use it as your thumbnail. And that does bring in people to click it. I can't multitask. So let me get Luke in here, and then what I need to do is ask him if he wants it under. Where do you want to send it, Luke?
Yeah, I know we're on thumbnails right now, but Rick also touched on the analytics. Now in my analytics, I looked at them just last night, and everything that we've talked about so far, tags and your titles, having all those set up and accurate is going to increase your search in YouTube. And out of all the views that are on my channel, literally 78% of those have come from non-subscribers. Out of that 78% of those, again, another 70+% was done from outside Google searches. And so being able to link all the information that you need in order for your video to be searchable is big key to people even finding your channel. Now, you may not get the subscribers after they view your channel. 78% of the people that viewed my videos did not become subscribers.
Most people that view your videos won't subscribe, and it's not because you didn't do an awesome video. It's just somebody was looking for whatever, came across your video, clicked it, and it's like, oh no, that's not what I meant, you know.
Yeah, it's either it wasn't exactly what they were looking for, or they're researching how to buy a Staples Easy Red button, and so they're going from video to video to video, researching not only how to buy it but where to get it, reviews on it, and they're focused on what they're doing. They're not looking for people to subscribe to. They're just looking for the information itself. And every now and then you'll come across it when you're doing this yourself, or at least for me, when I'm doing this myself, I'll come across the same video content coming from the same type of people, and go, you know what, I might be interested in what this guy does on a regular basis, so I'll go ahead and sub to him, even though I'm in the process of researching a Staples Easy Red button.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the thing is, I've noticed myself go to, usually, like you know, there'll be a thing and it'll say subscribers that have subscribed to you. I'll click on it, and the people that'll have, a few hundred or more, I'll usually go check out their channel because there's so many people in the gun community that we've never heard of, never seen, bigger channels, smaller channels, great information, but no one's ever talked about them. And sometimes we used to do videos, shout outs for smaller channels, and you're like, oh, I've never heard of that one. I'm going to go over there and check it out. And then you're like, shit, this is good stuff. I really like how he or she communicates, and seems personable and is actually connecting to you, like actually you feel like that person's talking to you, and you're like, yeah, I like, so you subscribe to them. And that's usually how I do it. I'm usually not when I'm searching something, say I got a broken freaking microwave or something, and I'm like, how do you fix a Mitsubishi broken microwave or whatever the case is? Those aren't the people I'm subscribing to, because that's not really what I'm interested in. I just happen to need help because my microwave's broke, as an example. You know what I mean? Those aren't the people oh yeah, I'm going to subscribe to this guy. It's usually you're watching a video, Jambi Gay video, and then all of a sudden one pops up afterwards, and you're like, oh, just something started, and you're like, oh, this looks interesting. Oh yeah, this is pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. And then you click on another one of that person's videos, and you're like, wow, he's got good content. You're like, yeah, I'm going to subscribe to him. What was the reason you subscribed to, channel X? Why did you hit the subscribe button? When people say subscribe to me and I'll subscribe to you shit on my comments, I don't even answer those people, because they more than likely don't have anything to give me, or they're just trying to get subscribers. I would love to have 50,000 subscribers, but I don't want people that I don't really, interact with. I want 50,000 people that I interact with. All these people on here I've talked to multiple times. I've seen them in my comment sections of my videos. I know these people are real. They're not some made up troll or whatever. They're all great people. Chuck Connors, I've actually met him in person, and some of these other guys. So it's really cool just how it works. But that's why do you hit the subscribe button? Ask yourself that. What up, Luke?
Did Luke join the room, or is that a bush on the couch? I can't tell.
Well, there's a red leaf with some camouflage tree branch below it or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to blend in. It's the environment I didn't get right. Good to see you. Good to see us. It's just say this is really a great topic for a chat. You know what I mean? I think, and especially right now, because it's probably why you're kind of going ahead with it, maybe. But
yeah,
because of the monetization, there's a lot of chat. About. Some people are considering just giving up their chat or giving up their channel. I'm thinking, whoa, hang on a second. There's no reason to do that.
Tom, K-Bar user.
Right, yeah.
This guy is cool as shit. K-Bar user, I've known him for years. We went through his wife passing away. The dude is awesome, right? And he had a downfalls, and these become our friend more than just friends. Not more than friends, but you know what I mean? Real people that you would go give your shirt to if they were cold. They're not just some passerby dude along the street. These are people you made YouTube relationships with, and it's and you're sad when his wife passes away, and that was a year and a half or 2 years ago now. But he was thinking about giving up his YouTube channel because of some email he got, but he really didn't read it right. So it's it's a great community. It really is. And he's more of a bushcraft guy. A lot of us interlink in different ways that we've met, through bushcraft, guns, competition shooting, all of it's kind of together, but it's all different little parts, So why do you click on somebody? Let's ask everybody, you guys out in the external, why'd you click on my channel or subscribe to me? But why do you hit the subscribe button for somebody? Is it because of the way they communicate? Because they have badass shit and it blows up? Or what's the reasons why you go, oh, I gotta subscribe to this dude?
Yeah, I think a lot of it for me anyways is And it's not just one thing, right? It's sometimes it's a combination. You know, that channel's just doing it right. You know, it's the music and you know how they've edited it. It's easy to watch, or you like the way they sound in general, like you said, how they talk, you know, how they articulate, you know, the subject matter. If you're truly being entertained or learning something and you want to keep going back because you think you put this person, you know, or that channel on a high pedestal to some degree to say, this is my go-to channel for getting some information, or, you know, concreting what I already know. I feel it's reliable. There's another big thing. What if you're going to put out that information, make sure that it is reliable, right? Because nothing's worse than putting out something that's garbage and then having somebody call you on it. That can certainly hurt your channel, but it can also hurt your credibility out there, right? So, but again, artwork, you know, it is a simple thing that we kind of do fall for. You know, if it's branding, like you said before. Branding is a big thing, right? And it can make a difference. There's no doubt.
Well, it's like marketing. Like when I had just a few hundred, you know, a few hundred subscribers, I was making shirts and hats and shit. And like, why? Like, nobody's heard of me. That's not the point. The point was, if I'm going to buy a hat anyways, right, I might as well spend an extra couple bucks and get a hat that is me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why the hell not? Like, why would I wear a Nike shirt when I can wear a shirt that says my logo on it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same price anyways. It's shit. Sometimes it's cheaper because, you know, like a lot of those guys are like, oh yeah, it says Nike on it, so I'm gonna fucking add $20 to it or whatever, you know. And it's like, why not be proud of your channel, as small as it is, how big it may be? It's like, fuck, it's yours. Like, it's kind of like your little baby, you know. Like, try to make it grow and push it on until it flies off. And I don't know. I like it. Link your channel before I forget. Can you put your link in there, or put it in the internal and I'll copy and paste it if I don't have used the, what do you call it? We'll get it in there, guys. Here we go, right here. See how quick he is? Let's see if I can just copy that part. Let's see.
Yeah, getting out there, being yourself, enjoying what you're doing. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, I did I started a review channel because I actually had a couple of companies turn me down for product because of the name that's currently on my channel. So I started a review channel to throw that name over. And I don't know why, but like every Russian on YouTube has joined that, has subscribed to that channel. Anyway, but I put a video out there that was the first video on that channel, for that channel, I should say. And I had all the information about it. It was about the Vortex Spark 2 red dot. I got all the information about it. Everything's in there. All the unboxing, first look, how to operate it, this, that, and the other thing. But instead of being my normal self, I was very monotone, very dry the entire video. And it makes all the difference in the world. I can watch that video and about fall asleep compared to anything else that I've ever done, ever.
Well, see, and they say too, they say basically, like, you want to be like this when you do a video. And I may over exaggerate it a little bit, but when you actually look at the video later and it's ready for people to watch, it actually looks normal, like you're not falling asleep. So you're like, so here you go. Hey everyone, welcome back to Isyour6covered. Appreciate you showing up. Like that ends up being this when you're watching the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to Isyour6covered. Appreciate you showing up. Like, enthusiasm like sparks them like, what? Like they're actually gonna like listen for a second. Then you gotta like capture them, which is the hard part. But if I sit there and said, hey guys, welcome back to Isyour6covered, appreciate you showing up, like, is that different? Like, that's a lot different. Like, you almost want to take a fucking nap or click something else, because I don't want to watch someone making me fall asleep. I want to watch someone being exciting, or like at least sparking my interest or keeping me awake at least. Like, so those are big things I've been trying to do lately, because when I'm doing it, it sounds so like, hey everyone, welcome back. Like it really feels like I'm like, ah, you know, but when you watch it on video, it looks more like, hey, welcome back to Isyour6covered. Appreciate you showing up. You know, so do it both ways and see it in a recording, and then you'll be like, aha, I see what they're saying. Because when I go, hey everyone, welcome back to Isyour6covered. Appreciate you showing up. Snoring, right?
Yeah,
so
dude. I got called on that so fast when I came back with Rush Creek Survival. I was starting to have, you know, some talks and stuff on there, just general information, and somebody totally commented and said, you know, Luke, you're a happy guy. Like, act it, man. What the hell? It feels like I'm at a funeral. And it was like,
yeah.
I totally seen it, but it was kind of a serious topic, I thought. So, anyways,
I've been busted up too, because they're like, quit being so serious. Like, who was it that used to tell me that all the time? Like, smile more. You got a great smile, you know? And it's like, oh, I'm trying to be serious right now. I'm trying to teach somebody something. It's like, so it's like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, but even if you're trying to be very dead serious about something, you still not only need to be slightly entertaining but intriguing, but having the charismatic doesn't hurt none. And what you're saying, having the enthusiasm behind it, because if you're excited about it, they're going to be like, oh, well, why is he excited about it? But if you're just like, this is what it is, blah 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 blah, it's like, why would I want to be excited about it? He don't give a shit about it, and he's holding it.
Yeah, he has the thing already. Yeah, true.
That's true. You know, I mean, you're talking about Jarhead 6. He has, as far as I'm concerned, mastered quite a few of those things. Like when you talk about, like, you know, the intro, kind of, you know, jumping in the first words out of your mouth on your video. He's, you know, such a happy fella. You know, you're like, it makes you want to say, so what's really going on? Why are you so happy? I know what he's going to say, is, you know, he's got God in his life, and that's really good. But it's like just phenomenal. So it's, you know, because of the fact that we've been around for 5 years at least, right? You know, 5 and 6 years, but 5 years for sure. You know, Jarhead 6, Daily Shooter, you guys are all pretty big now.
Oh yeah,
you know
some of those guys blew up fast.
Sure, right? Van Prepper, my gosh, I knew Van Prepper when he was just back when he was just a small.
He did my first shout out. We talked about that yours video, yeah.
Yeah, right on, right? And those channels went places. They were determined. They knew, you know, they found those little niches. They researched things, you know. They cared about the channel. There's no doubt about it. And they found the time to do it. They balanced that between life and because it is a balance, especially if you're going to start putting out, you know, a video a day. You know, my gosh.
Yeah, see, and if you can do that, that definitely helps. But that's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
But like, here's a good example. I have a friend.
Well, you could do what Rick does and just go live at least once a day.
Oh yeah, like if I'm bored, I'm gonna talk to my friends, and that's you guys.
Yep, gonna fire it up and make it happen. And
exactly,
but it still keeps the brand fresh.
Yeah,
because they're like, hey, Rick's on. Hey, Rick's on.
Yeah, he's on all the time. That's like Highboy76. Like, he's a reloader guy, great dude. And every time I look, he's live, and I love it. I'm like, if you have the ability to, why not? Like, people enjoy it. Shit, there was like 40-something people watching his video, and I'm like, see, this is good, you know. And we were talking about lever action rifles, you know, and how long have I been on YouTube? I don't know, 5-6 years, something like that. But but I will say this. I will say that your channel name is in my mind, is very important. Like, so say your name is Gun X. Well, really, can you make a video that's not part of Gun X? Like you're really putting yourself in a tiny little dot of the area, you know. And that's the reason why I kind of took a long time to come up with my name, because like a lot of stuff I do is related to fire and safety, but mostly video, you know, like most of the videos are gun related stuff because that's my passion, my biggest hobby. But then on one aspect, I like making sure that, you know, hey, you guys check your smoke detectors or whatever the case is. So like, is your six covered? I can really do a lot of videos that still fall under, you know, are you being safe or are you being covered? Like so that was the reason why I came up with that name. And a friend of mine who is a phenomenal competition shooter and has the ability to shoot every high dollar firearm there is, every suppressor there's made, you know, every full auto rifle and pistol out there. And I'm like, dude, you got to get a channel. Your channel would be phenomenal on YouTube just because you have the resources of every freaking, and not does he just have the resources, because you can have all the tools, but if you don't know shit about anything, you know, you're going to come off as a dumbass, and all you're going to get is some eye candy or gun porn. But he's very, very knowledgeable. And I'm like, okay, so we're trying to figure out a channel name for this guy. And, you know, and we're bouncing him back and forth, and I'm giving him ideas, and he's throwing things at me, and I'm like, nah. And like, yeah, that sounds all right. And, you know, it's tough. So like, if you don't have a channel name yet, or if you want to build a channel name for a certain type of genre of YouTube, think about what you're going to do. Don't just, you know, be iPhone, because there's different phones. Like you want to be more broad so you can do more videos. What do you guys think?
Oh,
well,
absolutely.
When I started this channel, Alan B Pro, you know, you just typically will not name your channel your name.
Yeah.
Now I wanted it to be have a personal feel to it. Because for the most part, I'm not going to be like talking to the masses. I'm going to be talking to the one person that's looking for that information that I'm putting out. And so I wanted to have that personal feel to it. So that's just a very common first name, easy to remember, Alan. And B Pro gives it a little bit of you know, on the borderline of being professional. Not that I'm professional in any way, shape, or form on this channel, but it's something that's easy to remember and it rolls off the tongue. Now, when cause and effect here, when I changed my channel name and got stuck with Jan is Gay for a while, immediately I lost a chunk of subs because people are like, why the hell am I subscribed to Jan is Gay? And just didn't even think about it, just unsubscribed. And then I've actually got a little bit of an influx of subscribers, and I go and I look at these people channels, and all they're doing is subscribing any channel that has anything to do with gay in their name. So the effect of the name of your channel is effective. Just the name of your channel. If anybody looks at my material, you know, I'm not out there advocating for gay rights and, you know, prancing around with a unicorn and flying a rainbow flag in the background. That's not what it has nothing at all to do with my channel, but I'm getting a lot of those subscribers just because of the channel name.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I made a decision back when I had the GB Survival channel, or even before that, General Banter channel, certainly, and it went through a name change. So it was General Banter, and then I went to GB Survival, and then it went away, which was sad. But yeah, I mean, I had a couple thousand subscribers, and you know, it wasn't huge, but it was a lot of fun. You know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed building
What were
the
you
channel.
up to, Luke? on your subscriber base?
You know what? I don't really remember. I was just asking somebody today about that. I said, they said 4,000, and I said, I don't know if it was that high, but I wasn't really counting the subscribership so much after I hit that 1,000, because to me that was a big thing. That was really a big deal, getting that 1,000 subscribership, because you thought you really felt you were reaching people. You had a better chance, even though you knew on a particular video whether or not you were going to have high views. My view count was coming in around 300 tops on most. So like I say, it's so what was I doing that could have been better? There was a few, but it was that thumbnail and the title. The title is almost everything, for that click. The view times, right? The minute views, that's going to be your content. And then, of course, deciding how long or short that's going to be. If you're going to have a longer video, editing, and you better be really good at it, what you're presenting, because to get anybody to actually hang on there for that more than 5 minutes, people, it is, because people follow a lot of people. So it's not because they don't like you or your content. It's just they'd like to be able to get in their 4 or 5 favorites for sure before supper time, or because they've only got a few minutes and they say, hey, before we go, I'm going to sit here while my wife is getting ready. I'm going to sit here and watch a few videos. So it's, this is balance, right?
No, and that is very true. It's like, you have your favorites, you go to them, and you're like, you almost already know what they're going to say because you talk to them on the phone. And then you're like, okay, and then you comment on it just to show that you were there. You know what I mean? And then you're out of there, and they're like, and I'll do stuff at the end of some of my videos. It'll be like hidden raffles and shit. Like, you don't even know about it unless you went to the end of the video. I've done that a couple times. And I'll have someone say like, comment, gray squirrel's cool or something, and like there'll only be a couple of them. Well, those 3 will get, one of them will win something, and nobody else even knew what the heck happened.
Yeah, people have the attention span of hummingbirds. And not only that, but real life does take precedence over YouTube. If real life doesn't take precedence over YouTube, you need to rethink your life. But exactly what Luke is saying. I've got a little bit of time to kill. I'm gonna check this notification out, check this person out, check this video out. They might just be jumping around and happen along it. The title has a big factor in it. The thumbnail has a big factor in it. A lot of times people won't even read the title. They'll look at the thumbnail and just go, okay, let me click on that. And
possible
won't even look at the title. But a lot of people will actually look at the title to figure out if the eye will be attracted to the thumbnail, and then they'll look at the title to find out if this is going to be worth my time to watch. But audience retention, that's another one of those things that is a difficult thing to do. To hold anybody past 3.5 minutes is difficult, because that's the average attention span. Is somebody is what 2 minutes and 2 secons.
Yeah, and
like they were commercial.
Southern Style 357 says keep the intro short, especially if you don't have 100,000 subscribers, and they put in those commercials that you have to watch because they're so big, and you're like gonna wait because it's probably really good information. But yeah, you got to work your way up to that kind of stuff. I try not to do the editing on my computer because it's a pain in the ass. It takes forever to download. But like, that's where I could put in all the intros and cool stuff. But I'm like, the people that come to watch my videos, they don't give a shit if there's an intro or not. Like, they just want to content or want to see something funny or see me try to shoot a target and I keep missing or whatever the case is. Like, and that's the one thing I like to do is I put all my screw ups in. Like, I think people actually go, you know what, Rick's human. He's not just editing that one awesome shot he did. Like, he's putting his 15 shitty shots to get to the one nice shot. And I think people go, well, that's real, and it's unedited, and it shows progression of getting better. Like I did the one live chat where me and Bald and Curious are trying to reload shotgun shells in under a certain amount of time. And, you know, in the beginning, weren't doing very good, fumbling around. And as people had a chance to see us get better just by watching the video because we were sitting there practicing. So I kind of try to keep my channel that way where I show all my screw ups and that kind of stuff because it's real. I fucking missed. I missed. So what? You know, who cares? I can shoot just as good as most people and better than the other half. So it's like, I'm good enough.
Intros. That's another good thing to talk about. Now I have set intro music that was given to me that I use occasionally. Now, if I do go to put in my intro, I have almost stopped putting my intro right at the beginning of my video. If I'm going to do it, I'll talk about what the video is going to be about, and then I'll throw the intro in and then go into the video. Now, a lot of the professional YouTubers out there will tell you, don't use intros at all. It's a killer. Now I could be off base, but as long as they're short, you don't have a 35-second, a minute long intro in every single one of these videos. It's gonna be tolerable. Now, am I off base on that? What do you guys think?
Well, think of Demolition Ranch. All right, go ahead, Luke. You haven't talked in a while.
No, go ahead, sir. Actually, I'm going to listen to what you say.
Like I've been trying a couple things, and if you look at my slot machine / reloading video, I do like a, I don't know if you guys saw that one. Like I'm pretending I'm at a slot machine. I'm an old lady hooker, and I'm like, "Hey, Judith or Sally or whatever," and I'm doing like a thing, and then all of a sudden I talked in the video. I wanted to try that because, like, think of Demolition Ranch. The guy's a freaking huge channel, and not only is it huge, but it's actually a good, entertaining channel. What does he do? He does some crazy, funny stuff, right? And then he does that little Demolition Ranch, and he goes, right, and the little shotgun shells, and then, like, it's just a very split, bam, this is Demolition Ranch, like, intro thing. He's in the front doing stuff, but he has a way of capturing his audience because he's shooting through shit that most people wouldn't shoot through, or he's doing something fucking crazy, which is cool. But it's like, that's how he captures his audience. That's why people go, I'm subscribing to this dude because he's got some good stuff. So I've been trying to do different stuff to try to see what people like,
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Yeah, it's being able to switch it up a bit sometimes, you know what I mean? Keeping it fresh. So that, the third or fourth time fifth time they come to the channel, it's maybe a little different format. There's a bit of different music. You throw in a blooper because bloopers are funny, especially if it's something that you got on video that's actually funny. Like, dude, when you had that mag malfunction when you were doing that video, man, that is gold right there. Boom, that's gold. And you knew it too. When it happened, you're like, oh, I could just see it in slow motion. There was your expression. Gold. Yeah, it's good. Just saying. No, bad, but it was very good.
And blooper reels. I mean, yeah, I've actually added blooper reels a few times to the ends of my videos, or I'll just leave it in there and just do some kind of switch bobble thing. When it comes to like editing videos, nowadays a lot of people don't do a lot of editing on their videos for YouTube. A lot of people do a ton of editing for their videos. So I'm curious, like jump cut scenes, you're going from one to another, and is anybody using transitions anymore these days, or are you just going from one scene to the next? Which do you think is better for audience retention?
I don't think music's a good thing, because unless it's like in the intro or something, I've gotten more grief. They're like, why did you have to ruin your video with music? Like, we just wanted to hear you. It was about coloring in. It was like budget night sights or something. I don't remember what the name of my video was, but basically just coloring in the dots with a high visibility paint. And they're like, man, this video would have been awesome if you didn't put freaking music to it, because nobody's ever going to like your music. I don't care if you have the best music. You know, you put in country music, it's going to be a rocker that's watching your video, or vice versa. Like, I believe you're never going to get it right. And if you don't have the music perfect, or they can still hear you, but it's in the background, but is it at the point where it's annoying them because they can't really hear you because the music's too loud? So it's like, I've finally just said F music, because most people just keep telling me, you know, this would have been a great video if you didn't have any music in it. And then here is the perfect one. I know most of you know Red October. And if you don't know Red October, go check him out. But the reason why I'm going to tell you this is because he's younger than me, but he's like a wise old man in a young body. Like, he gives very good information. You know, he's a Texas boy, Texas man, and he likes to give wisdom. But the one thing that he doesn't do correctly is he videos like this when you need to go like this. And he's been getting better at it. And he doesn't really give a shit, because it's more of just listen to him. You could basically put the phone like in the cup holder, but listen to it as you're driving, because you're learning from him. And but like, if you're going to do a video where you need to see somebody, like, definitely do it landscape, so that it fills up the thing and isn't all, you know, the top's not all, or the sides are all black. So
yeah, unless you're gonna post it just on Facebook, don't do it like that. Do it like that.
Yeah. Video this way.
Well, like I say, it's easier to well, it's just more pleasurable to watch, right?
It is much
small thing, but it's a big thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he has great stuff. So go check him out. Go subscribe to him. But he has good information. But sometimes that freaking camera thing drives me freaking nuts, and I can't get past it. I'm looking at him going, why can't you just turn the camera, you know, like go from this to this, and then like it would fill up the black spot, and then we'd be good. But it's got good information. So I watch his channel because I want the information, don't really care about the screen. So it's good stuff when you're driving. But he did bring up a good thing. Long videos, more than 7 to 10 minutes, are too long. Especially if you have a small channel, people aren't going to listen to somebody they don't know for that long, unless you're giving awesome stuff like Luke said earlier.
Yeah, it's a big deal. You got to, like I said, you got to be able to break it up. Kind of like a good Led Zeppelin song, you know what I mean? There's like 3 different songs within the damn song, you know what I mean? So,
yo, is this the same song?
Yeah, well, it's you got to make it, like I say, it's if you can make it so there's like almost 3 different videos within the video, but it's still staying on the topic that you're doing it, you'll be able to maintain over a 15-minute period. There were some times when I was doing the survival series, for instance, when I was doing the GB Survival channel, that was almost like, I'm like, I can't make it any shorter. I got to get the information out because this is how I want to do it. And I just said, okay, don't really care. You know what I mean? And I want to put it out for my own satisfaction, that I feel that I'm doing it proper. And so I didn't care. So I didn't get hung up on it. Right. But,
and that's exactly what was my problem with tying knots. Like, I do a lot of rope stuff and used to do a lot on video, but I don't want to just show the guy the knot or the gal the knot. I want to give them a little history and background, when to use it and when not to use it. So, like, you know, you try to tie 2 knots and it's freaking 10 minutes later. It's like, that doesn't really work. So the chats I did, and those were long, but a lot of people love those things. So I don't know. And I'm not going to make the little you know, here's a bowling done, you know, like I should, because like there's every video out there's got 6 million views on a stupid knot, but I don't know. I'm just not going to do it.
Well, Matt with Demolition Ranch has the uncanny ability for audience retention. I'm not sure if you watch his Off the Ranch thing either. To me, that's like watching TV. I don't watch regular TV, but I'll watch Off the Ranch as regular TV. Those are typically 10, 15, 20-minute videos. And they're entertaining nearly all the way through, even though it's like he's just, you know, they're regular vlogging videos. So he's going out and he's feeding his chickens, and then he's playing with his kids, and then he's driving over to this place. He's got to go to Home Depot to buy a ladder. I mean, really just common everyday things. It's just vlogging stuff. But the way that he does it, and he does incorporate some music, but it's in short increments. And so I think that might be maybe a key to having some music in there. But he's got the uncanny ability to be able to do audience retention for 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah. He's entertaining as hell. I mean, I love watching his stuff.
Yeah, but that goes right back to the life and the spirit that you're presenting. If you know, yeah, I got to go to Home Depot and buy a ladder, or it's like I'm going to Home Depot to buy a ladder. Want to come? It's got a completely different feel to it. So
oh, for sure. Well, you're almost just waiting to see what he's gonna screw up. Not screw up, but like screw around with next. Like you're like, oh man, he's gonna be crazy in Home Depot. So I gotta hold on for another 5 more minutes to see, you know, what he does at Home Depot, you know, or whatever. The guy's got it down. He's got it down. For sure. What did we miss so far on things that would help people build their gun community channel?
Like just supporting other channels, getting your name out there too. If you're commenting a lot, other people are going to see you. It's going to build your channel, especially if your comments are intelligent, because you're selling yourself in that a bit. Because you know how those work, right? Somebody makes a comment, and all of a sudden there's 64 replies underneath that comment, because people want to. They want it, especially if you put something a bit bigger, because now people want to respond to that. Not too big, but just a little bit bigger. This is something else I've found. The other thing too, of course, is that, you know, how I built the General Banter channel was actually doing shout out vids. That in the beginning, that was how I really reached my 1,000, you know, was supporting other channels and really diving into the community. And yeah,
Luke did shout outs for me a few times, and he definitely helped my channel out.
Well, nothing to what you've done with it yourself. Now you've caught on. You know exactly what it is. You already had the knowledge. You were just freaking, okay, now I got to cross over all that stuff, me being smart and entertaining and a good-looking fella, and now put that into this tube. You know what I mean? And make, you know, so you've got it now. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
It's too bad he never got the good-looking fella part right. But
I know, son of a.
But interacting with your subscribers, interacting with the people, you put the video out, take the time to read people's comments, take the time to make a comment. If you absolutely just don't have the time to make a comment, and you like the comment, thumb it up, heart it, whatever. Interact with your subscribers. If you alienate people, you just turn and burn videos. You just dump videos out there, and then you're on to the next one. No, people aren't going to want to stick around.
Yeah, and if you wait, and I have this problem every once in a while, is, you know, don't wait weeks to reply. Like, you'll know who's active. Like, the best way to find out who your favorite subscribers are is when you put out a video and you keep seeing the same people as like the first guys, you know, the first 5, first 6, 10, whatever. like you're like, yeah, like really got, you know, like it feels good that you're getting the same few. Or when you go live and it's like the first, you know, the first 5 people that show up are usually the same. Like you know, like you got your fan base. I don't know if fan base would be the word, but like I know when I put out a video, even though I have 2,500, which isn't very much, but it's quite a few more than most people out here right now. I'm going to get about 50 of my real subscribers, and then the rest are just people that may skip across or along. Like most videos watched aren't from your subscribers. Like 87% are usually non-subscribers.
Yeah, in my circumstance, I just checked it last night, and like I said a little earlier, 78% of the people that watched my videos were not subscribers.
Huh, I never checked that out. That's really interesting.
Oh, it's general banter today.
Uh-huh.
You're going back and forth from your skull to your owl.
Oh, is that what it's appearing right now? I was trying to share that because someone that's at the outside said it. They remembered.
Dude, Amanda says that I don't comment on any of her stuff. And that's, I never see her comments, so one of us isn't right.
Oh, I see.
I'll have to take a look. If I missed your comment and it's actually there, Amanda, I apologize.
Well, and I've noticed, and I'm a really small channel, especially compared to both these other guys. I'm a really, really small channel. And yeah, I can go to the video and I can scroll through all the comments right there, or I can go into my video manager and go over to community and just click comments. And it pulls up all the comments on all the videos, even ones that are old videos. If somebody puts in a newer comment on an old video, you're going to see it recent. And so to me, that's been the easiest way to discover all the comments on my videos within the past day or two, whenever, however often I check it at that time. But interacting with your audience is absolutely key. I've unsubscribed from channels because I've said something and never got a response, or I've asked a question and never got a response. And so I've unsubscribed from channels just because of that. Even though I like their content, I liked the way they did their videos, I even liked them. But if they weren't going to interact with me, if I'm like looking for some type of information or whatever, and you're not going to interact with me, why should I give you my time when you're not going to give me yours?
Yeah, I think the one thing that pisses me off, and I try to do a good job about it, and like especially on TR's chat or when I'm on a live chat, is I thoroughly get pissed when I go visit somebody's live channel and I say, you know, hello everybody or whatever, and like they don't even, you know, or you ask a question, like a real one that pertains to whatever they're talking about, and it's like you're not even there, you know. And that's where I really try to keep up. It's hard to talk and do this too, but you know, I try to keep up with the people that come in and you know, say hi at least or something, or if they have a question, I'll try to get to it or whatever the case is, because that's what I think people actually they want, the interaction. Like that's the reason why. Oh, these guys are getting a call. Chest pain. So it's like, let me turn. This thing's going to be loud for a minute, so I'll have to mute it so you guys don't have to talk. But it's like they want interaction too. Like they're there to maybe learn or whatever, but it's a community of like bullshit. It's like going to the bar and hanging out. Like you want feedback. You want to sit there and listen to some guys talk about guns or whatever the case is. You want to, hey Rick, you know, thanks for showing up or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm part of the thing now. I feel like I'm part of the group or whatever, you know. Well,
the old TV show Cheers, and every single time Norm walked in, Norm got recognized, you know, and
hey, no,
everybody likes that feeling of when they walk into a room, they get recognized. In the chat, sometimes if you the ones that really just chap my ass, tell you honestly, is the people that won't acknowledge your statement or your question, anything like that, unless you put it in as a super chat.
Oh yeah.
That's just like how much of a low piece of crap do you have to be to where I'm gonna have to donate $2 just for you to say hello to me? That's bunk.
Yeah, dumb.
With that said, there is super chat right over there. If anybody wants to, Rick will answer almost any question. Probably no.
I've had two people do it, and it's really only one person twice. And it was a Rich 4150 for $2, and I was like, "What the hell is that? What just happened?" And then you know what's funny is so he don't. I'll hit mute. Hold on.
Is that work doing his thing? Well, I hope that call goes okay. I'm sure it will. Never can tell.
Yeah, they're trained professionals.
Yeah, exactly. At least even like I said, it's life though. Even you can have the best professionals on the job. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But that's the downside about it all. Certainly, I understand it too. But I don't have as awesome as job as he's got though. Yeah, he's got a pretty decent job there, no doubt about it. It's good for him for sure. He's a good guy for it too. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely the smallest channel here on the panel. I haven't been on YouTube very long. I've literally been making videos for less than a year. And so I've been looking into a lot of these different things on how to grow the channel, just because I've gotten a lot out of it. I've met some absolutely phenomenal people all over the place, and that's been what has kept me doing it on YouTube.
There's different like YouTube videos out there, certainly on YouTube, about how to build a channel. I certainly suggest you go and watch those, and understand that, looking at your favorite channels and understanding their layout, what's made them so big, and then trying to figure out if you can put that into your channel. That's almost the best advice you can really give yourself, is just looking to see where the successes are and then trying to duplicate that to some degree, and still making it yours. Branding it, I think, is huge myself. Live chats, I've always had to try to have this thing up behind me. Why? Because it's immediately recognizable. If they don't remember me, they're going to remember that thing behind me, and so that's what I've done in live chats. It's been very conscious about it. The other thing is because mostly I'm in American chats, and if I'm not hosting one, it's because I'm somebody else's and they're an American. So when I speak on American politics, I want them to understand first and foremost that I am Canadian and that I'm not trying to be an American. And if I get it wrong, I've got an excuse. And if I'm too nice, I've got an excuse. And
or if he has it wrong,
if you're too polite, you have an excuse.
Right. If I say sorry, then you'll know exactly why. Anyways.
Yeah. No fire pole at this station. They're getting rid of those. They actually a lot of knee injuries. So most of the newer fire stations being built, depending on if they have enough property where they don't have to go up as high, is less likely on knee injuries. So I've actually seen slides at fire stations now.
Yeah.
So it looks like frickin' McDonald's, the kid fucking into the balls or something. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, I exaggerated with the balls. Maybe. Doctor-ish. See? Shit like that. Have you ever heard that before? I'm a doctor.
Ish.
Like those are the things that make people come back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. But you know what? Again, branding, quotes, things you say in the beginning or the end of your broadcast, or whatever the case is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's those are the things that kind of like you know, like prepping to endure and understands and remembers certainly the Red Skull. You know what I mean, or the Canadian Maple Leaf and such. So, you know, it was a brand. I mean, I put it out there and I marketed it. Okay, you know, and with ISOM, of course, you know, the political channel or the live chat channel for that. I wanted to have a definite separation, and I thought, well, I can have a second channel. Why not? So I did, and I started branding that one, and it kind of worked out all right. I don't know, because life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gets in the way, and that's it. I did some transitions, moved from the East Coast, you know what I mean? Got back out here, had to get settled back here again, and I'm sorry, but that's going to certainly take a front seat. You know what I mean? Well, mostly because my channel got erased. I really was. I mean, I was like, I lost my damn best friend, and it was. You know, I thought, so frustrating. I just said, no, that's it, done. I'm just pissed off. So I said, no, screw you guys. I'm going home. You know, and I literally did. I went back home. I left the East Coast.
Yeah,
and
you
everything.
did.
Yeah,
You said, I'm out of here.
Yeah. What do you mean we're moving back? And I go, yeah. She goes, you just lost your YouTube channel. I mean, we're not moving back because of it. You're damn right we are. That's it. This place now has bad memories for me. I'm leaving. I want to go home.
That's right. I'm never coming back to this place.
All right. Exactly.
This is the banter zone.
That's right. You know, well, I mean, like you'd said, you wanted to have a channel name that could people would remember, that would kind of fit to what was going on. General banter at the time was kind of neat because it was kind of taken on a military sense to some degree, but it was also the generalized banter. The banter that we were going to have was generalized. It was general banter, and that's what I did for a lot of it. So I did a lot of talking, certainly, because that's what I do best, I suppose. But yeah, so I mean, I had some what if. I had a lot of what if, you know, discussions, just general discussions when I was driving or whatever, and those were pretty successful, I think, for me. I enjoyed doing them mostly. And if I'm not going to enjoy doing what I'm doing on the YouTube, I'm just not going to do it. So I try to get a bit, you know how it is, Rick. You try to get a bit of what your professional, you know, life, certainly, and try to bring it into your channel somehow. And it's like, you know, so how do I do that in law enforcement? You know, so
well, see, and that's what sucks for me because, like, a lot of stuff, well, for the last 29 years, like, I lived and breathed fire service, and I'm to the point now where I'm basically done. I'm retiring soon. So it's like, I want to show off all the cool shit, you know, but like it has department name all over everything. Like, look at that. Like, I have to put that on my freaking thing just so I make sure I don't screw up and show my department. Not because like somebody can't know where I work, but it's like I have to separate like out. I don't ever want to get in trouble for, you know, somehow it comes back as a fire thing. Like I'm a gun channel. Like I don't have anything to do with guns. I'm not like, what do they call it? Where you're doing two things at once. That my brain's not working now. You know what I'm talking about though. So it's like, I really have to separate it, but man, we got a brand new fire engine over there. And I did take some video footage of it because a lot of stuff wasn't in it yet. And it doesn't have all our seals and shit all over it. And I'll probably show that, but it's like, I don't want somehow some reflection that said the name of my department and then it gets back. Oh, I mean, all these guys know I do YouTube. Like the fire chief, you know, I've known him since high school. We went to high school together and he knows, but it's like, I just don't want it to get anybody in trouble or myself in trouble. So,
well, I can give you a scenario after scenario on why that would be a problem. Right. And
well,
I can
know the one. We know the one really well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can definitely speak from it because I mean, it got me in trouble, right? Because I mentioned a hypothetical call, right? I mean, it was me and you. It was that chat, exactly that chat. Me and you, we were talking, and I just said, "Okay, before we go in," I said, "Well, all right. Well, I said I'll make up a call. You know what I mean? And we'll go from there." So it's I got back to my call, blah 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 blah. No names, no places, no nothing like that. But all it took was someone to say, "But they know who you are." And because you had a call that night and this here, people might be able to put it together. And I said, but I never had a call that way, right? So, I mean, I don't understand. And they said, but it could cause an issue. And that was enough because of the fact of where I lived was so small that it was an issue, right? And man, oh man, I tried to get raked. Oh man, it was brutal. I had to drop the general banter word. Essentially, it was part of the agreement that I would just drop the entity altogether and leave it. And it sucked, but I still had to kind of cover my ass because the real world was certainly a little bit more important. It took precedence, certainly, So yeah, gotta be careful. So I don't blame you, Rick. Not a freaking tiny bit.
Yeah. And we have a smaller department, and I know everybody, and they're all cool. Yeah, but I want to keep it separate. Like me basically doing this right now, like it's after hours and stuff, and I really don't see it to be an issue, because this is kind of our free time. This is when most people will be sleeping anyway. So, but I don't want to cross the line either. I had a great career, still do. I guess I'm still working. They're asking when I'm going to retire. I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this flying back and forth shit for 2.5 years now. And my wife would like me to continue working for, ever. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I got a haircut the other day, and I looked on the ground, and I'm like, I don't even have color in the motherfucker anymore. I'm like, my next driver's license, I'm going to have to put gray because it's just like fuck everywhere. Like, there's a little brown in there still. But it's like, I'm like, I got to, I need to find something. I'm going to do something. I don't know what it'll be, which hopefully it's going to be badass because I want to, but I don't know what it'll be. But yeah, I'm going to retire. I don't know. My chief goes, well, just give me 6 months before whenever you're going to retire. And I'm like, okay. And like on the board right there, it has one guy with his retirement date. It has mine that says day after tomorrow. And then I got another guy, his says 2022 or lottery 15 minutes. And then I got another person that says to be determined. So it's like, we love our job. It's like we love what we do, and I'm to the point where it's not as much fun as it was, the first 20 years. But it's still cool. I enjoy the people I work with. Like I fly across the United States just to hang out with the dudes I get to work with. It's a cool thing. It's the great people, great camaraderie, brotherhood, sisterhood. It's a freaking awesome job. Like if you want to become a millionaire, it's not the job for you. But if you want to like have a shit ton of days off and meet great people and be adventurous and, hope you get to go home the next shift because there may be something bad that happens, but it's an awesome job. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. Luke knows he did fire for a little while.
Only 2 years, but it was volunteer service, and I'm not even going to give it credit because it just frustrated me. I'm a pretty organized fellow when it comes down to the professions, you know what I mean? And I expect it to be done right because there's lives at risk, right? Yours included. So I think that, practice, training, it's huge, standard operating procedures are there for a reason. Again, it's, training. God, I can't keep back with training, but
lots of training.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss the law enforcement more than anything because that certainly was my genre. That was 16 years, and I do miss that. I miss the brotherhood. I mean, and I miss hanging out with people who got it right, who were doing it right day to day. Made good calls, and we held each other accountable when there was a call that wasn't made correctly. We wouldn't. There was pride in that, right? Respect for the constitutions, if you would, you know what I mean? And I liked working with those people. I had my fair share of people that I worked with that didn't have that ideology, and I didn't work with them for very long. And then I knew there was a point I needed to climb the ranks, so then I could be that upper chevron, basically, or that upper echelon that was saying, hey, we're not doing it right, and we're going to be accountable here. And so that was rewarding in that sense. And yeah, you want to go home at the end of the shift, but you want to feel like, what? I handled that well. It made a difference. Because there's going to be a ton of them. They're going to weigh so heavy on you. You're going to say, you couldn't have beat that one if you tried. That was not a winner. You go in, you knew it wasn't a winner. Anyways, I go on about that, but there you go.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you'll meet people that will continue to be firefighters, you know, their entire career, and they want nothing to do with promoting. And then you have people that want to promote too fast, and then you have people that want to promote at a normal rate. And but at the end of the day, if you ever pass captain, you lose a lot of the. You're not losing it, but you're not. It's completely different being a supervisor. But when you become a chief, basically a chief officer, you kind of become. They would say they remove your brain and, you know, add a different brain, basically, if you want to get technical. But
Yeah.
but it's still, everything's brotherly. But you're not one of the crew on the engine or the truck or, you know, whatever you're on. But it's definitely it's fun. But I kind of regret promoting. I kind of got pushed into it because we had an issue within our department that I had the ability to fix. But yeah, it was kind of a bummer after I promoted.
Yeah, I seen it. You recognize it. So I was smart. I had the opportunity to take lead on one contract that I was part of, and I said, no, I don't think so. Actually, I'm going to let this guy that's a little would be a little lower in rank basically bypass me. And he was thrilled. You know what I mean? When I brought him into the meeting and I suggested it, and he's like, "Are you shitting me?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not shitting you. I think you should take lead." And he's like, "Wow, I mean, I really think you should." And I said, "No, I think you really should take lead." And after about a month, he understood exactly why I let him take lead. And he's like, I'm never out on the freaking road ever." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not good, but you make a bit of money though, eh?" And he goes, "Who cares about the money? I'm always stuck in a freaking office." He says, "Oh, the check for this, the balance for this, and freaking, a chart for this, and freaking stats for this." And I'm going, "Yeah, it sucks." I said, "Anyway, got to go."
Yeah, I got to go to the next call.
Yeah. So
yeah, I miss going to the calls. Like if I go to a call, there's a big call. Like, you don't want to see me at the call, but it's it's you miss out and kind of regret. You're like, oh man, those guys are having fun right now, fighting fire and stuff.
Yeah, but it's weird because you know that you can handle most things, right? It's why you're in the supervisor position. But so you want to get out there and you want to be sure that you can be with your team and you can all make sure you're part of getting it right, and you have that capability. So it's tough to sit back and kind of let everybody else kind of go out and do it. It's a role for everything, right? It is what it is.
Yeah, these guys are good. I mean, I could basically sit there and do nothing, and it's funny because I always say, yeah, put the wet stuff on the red stuff. That's what you got to do. And we joke around and stuff, but yeah, the guys are well trained. Freaking, they're great dudes. What are you guys talking about playing? What the hell's playing?
Talking about Amanda playing violin and possibly the possibility of her doing it on video, and she's not quite sure what would be allowed on YouTube and what's not allowed on YouTube. If it's
you gotta be careful.
If it's strictly just your instrument, I don't think that the algorithms will catch it.
You be careful because I played a guitar lick.
If you have some type of backing track or something, the algorithms might catch it and give you a copyright flag. It's not like a strike on the channel. It just means ultimately that the people that have the copyright either have the opportunity to tell you to take it down, or they'll let you use it as long as you don't monetize the video. If you do monetize the video, that video will end up the monetization goes to the copyright person.
Yeah, I got Iron Maiden making money on my one video. More importantly, we got William Stanley out there. He's getting ready to get hit by a storm. So
they didn't
YouTube down.
They didn't give you a copyright strike for that Iron Maiden video.
No, they said it was cool. That the money's going to Iron Maiden though, so I guess Iron Maiden approved it, or however that works, their bookie or whatever the hell it's called. But let's get done with this. It's 11 o'clock. You guys got to go to bed, especially you East Coasters and in Canadiosters.
Yeah, 2 a.m. That's yeah. I gotta get up early. I gotta work.
Anything you want to say before we wrap this up? Hopefully this was good for you guys out there to learn how to do some YouTube channel building.
Yeah, I think it was an absolutely great subject to bring up. I think we got some good content information out there. I think we got some good information out there. I know I got some information out of this. Thanks for letting me in there, Rick. As always, keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber.
There you go. See that, you guys? That was his outro of his video. That's what you might want to have one day.
Yes.
Luke.
Outros are pretty important for a video. Like I said, branding is part of the branding, right? I mean, whatever symbol is gonna catch your eye. So at a glance, you go, I recognize that symbol. You know what I mean? I recognize that picture, and
that's right.
Try to stay consistent with it. So that's why you think through real good. Because if you're gonna change it, you better have some subs behind you when you do it. That's something I've learned, I suppose. But and I think anything else, it's got me inspired to maybe this year we'll throw them back out there again. We'll take some time, even if it's just driving once. You know what I mean? Because it's good to do, right? It's fun. I did enjoy it, and we'll get some simple editing out there and have some fun. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay prepared. Be safe, and never stop getting and sharing and maintaining that knowledge. My old outro.
And there you go. All right. Appreciate you guys showing up. Thanks for all the great comments, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.